You don't watch history. You become it. You are not a hero. Not yet. You are property. A body with a price. A pair of hands. A back strong enough to carry chains. A man Rome does not see as a man. Before they fear your name, they own your body. Before they call you rebel, they call you slave. Before you become Spartacus, you are just another prisoner waiting to die for someone else's entertainment. And that is what makes your story dangerous. Because Rome is not afraid of kings. Rome knows how to defeat kings. Rome is not afraid of armies. Rome knows how to crush armies. But Rome is terrified of one thing: a slave who stops believing he is a slave. Today, you are Spartacus, the man who made Rome tremble. You do not begin in glory. You begin in dust. The air is dry. The sun is cruel. Iron bites into your wrists. Every step reminds you that your body no longer belongs to you. Around you are men taken from different lands, speaking different languages, carrying different scars. Some were soldiers, some were farmers, some were criminals, some were simply unlucky. Rome does not care. To Rome, all of you are the same. You are bodies to be bought, trained, used, and thrown away. You are taken to a gladiator school in Capua. They do not call it a prison, but that is what it is. High walls, locked gates, armed guards, sand stained by sweat and fear. Here, men are taught how to die beautifully. You are given a wooden sword before you are given dignity. You are taught where to cut, where to block, how to fall, how to bleed, and how to turn death into spectacle. Every day you train under men who do not care if you live, only if you entertain. The Romans want courage, but only the kind they can control. They want strength, but only if it kneels. They want violence, but only when it serves their pleasure. And you learn quickly. You learn how to move. You learn how to watch. You learn which guard drinks too much. You learn which door is weakest. You learn which men still have fire inside them, and which men have already accepted the grave. At night, you lie awake in the darkness, listening to the breathing of men who may be dead by tomorrow. Somewhere beyond the walls, free people laugh, eat, gamble, and argue about which slave will kill better in the arena. You are not supposed to hate them. You are supposed to accept this. You are supposed to believe that Rome is eternal, that chains are natural, that your life has already been measured and sold. But something inside you refuses. Maybe it is memory. Maybe it is rage. Maybe it is the last piece of yourself that Rome failed to take. You begin to understand the most dangerous truth in the world. A cage is only perfect if the prisoner believes there is no door. Then comes the plan. It is not noble at first. It is not polished. It is not the beginning of a revolution written in gold. It is desperate, ugly, and almost impossible. You and the others are not planning to conquer Rome. You are planning to survive one more day. Kitchen knives, broken tools, stolen weapons, anything that can cut, anything that can break bone, anything that says no. The moment arrives fast. Shouting, running, metal, blood, panic. The guards are not prepared for slaves who choose death over obedience. You break out, not as an army, as fugitives. Behind you is the only life Rome allowed you to have. Ahead of you is hunger, pursuit, and the open world. You should be terrified, and you are. But for the first time in a long time, the fear belongs to you. You run to Mount Vesuvius with a small band of escaped gladiators. Rome looks at you and sees an inconvenience, a problem for local forces, a group of runaway slaves who will be captured, punished, and forgotten. Rome makes its first mistake. It underestimates men with nothing left to lose. They trap you on the mountain, believing hunger will do what swords have not. They think escaped slaves cannot think like soldiers. But you look at the mountain differently. Where Rome sees a trap, you see a path. Using vines and courage, you and your men climb down the cliffs where no Roman expects you. You descend into the impossible circle behind the enemy and strike. The hunters become the hunted. The Romans are shocked. Their confidence breaks before their bodies do. This was not supposed to happen. Slaves were not supposed to outthink Roman soldiers. Gladiators were not supposed to become commanders. But you are learning. Every victory brings more people to you. Slaves from farms, workers from mines, shepherds from hills, men and women who have spent their lives being beaten, sold, ignored, and used. They come because you are no longer just a man. You are proof. Proof that Rome can bleed. Proof that chains can break. Proof that the impossible has already happened once and might happen again. Your camp grows. Your burden grows with it. Because rebellion is easy to dream about, but hard to feed. You are not leading an army of trained soldiers. You are leading the wounded, the hungry, the angry, the terrified. Some want revenge. Some want escape. Some want to march on Rome itself and burn the heart of the empire. Others only want to go home. And now you face a truth more difficult than battle. Freedom does not make people united. Freedom gives them choices. You win battles, but every victory creates a bigger question. What now? Cross the Alps and leave Italy? Keep fighting? Turn back? Trust pirates? Attack cities? Run? Build? Destroy? Your enemies are not only Roman generals. Your enemies are hunger, ego, fear, revenge, and the chaos that follows every broken chain. Still, Rome grows afraid. At first they laughed. Then they sent soldiers. Then they sent more. Then they started whispering your name with anger and disbelief. Spartacus. A slave should not be able to do this. A slave should not defeat Roman forces. A slave should not gather an army. A slave should not become a symbol larger than the men who own him. But that is exactly what you become. And Rome understands something terrifying. If one slave can rise, millions might remember they have knees. So Rome sends Marcus Licinius Crassus. Crassus is not here for glory alone. He is here to restore the natural order of Rome. Rich, ruthless, disciplined, and hungry for power. He understands what this war really is. It is not just about defeating you. It is about teaching every slave in Italy that hope is a mistake. Crassus rebuilds fear inside the Roman army. He punishes weakness brutally. He forces discipline back into men who have begun to fear you. And slowly the trap tightens. You are still dangerous, but the world around you is closing. The pirates you hoped would carry your people away betray you. The sea does not open. The escape disappears. Behind you are Roman forces. Ahead of you are broken promises. Around you are thousands of people who look to you not just for victory, but for salvation. That is the cruelest part. You never asked to become a savior. You only wanted to stop being owned. But history does not ask what you wanted. It asks what people need you to become, so you fight. You fight because surrender means torture. You fight because every slave watching needs to believe Rome is not invincible. You fight because even if you cannot win, you can still refuse to kneel. The final battle comes like a storm you always knew was coming. Dust rises. Men grip weapons with shaking hands. Some pray, some curse, some stare silently at the Roman lines ahead. You look at the people who followed you from chains into war, and you know the truth. This is probably the end. But endings are not always defeats. You order your horse brought forward. Then, in front of your men, you kill it. No escape. No retreat. No symbol of a commander fleeing while others die. If you survive on foot with them. If you die as one of them. This is not strategy anymore. This is a message. Rome can own your body. Rome can take your life. But Rome cannot make you run. Then the armies collide. There is no clean glory here. No beautiful legend. Just screams, dust, iron, and bodies. Men who once fought for the amusement of Roman crowds now fight for the right to have existed. Every strike is a refusal. Every breath is rebellion. You search for Crassus, wanting to cut the head from Rome's answer to you. You push forward. You are wounded. You keep moving. Around you, the rebellion collapses under Roman discipline and numbers. No one knows exactly how you die. That may be the most fitting ending. Rome cannot even turn your body into a trophy, but Rome makes sure the lesson is public. Thousands of captured rebels are crucified along the Appian Way. A road of bodies, a warning stretching for miles. Rome wants every traveler to understand what happens when slaves dream too loudly, but Rome misunderstands its own cruelty. It thinks it is ending your story. It is spreading it, because terror can silence mouths, but it cannot always kill memory. Your rebellion fails. Rome survives. The chains remain. The empire does not fall because of you. And yet, centuries later, people still say your name. Not because you conquered Rome. You did not. Not because you freed every slave. You could not. Not because you were perfect. You were not. People remember you because you forced the most powerful republic in the world to look down and realize the people beneath its feet were still human. That is why your story survives. You are not the hero because you won. You are the hero because you made obedience impossible. So now the question belongs to you. Was Spartacus a freedom fighter, or a desperate man whose rebellion doomed thousands? Was he a hero for refusing chains, or a commander who led broken people into a war they could never win? And if you had been there, hungry, hunted, and surrounded by Rome, would you have followed him? Comment below, because this question is not ancient. It is alive every time a human being is told to accept the cage. And remember, you don't watch history, you become it. Today, you were Spartacus.